And that's the start grid. Come on, guys. We're back. It's the InterTier again. And this time around is Brazil with the sprint race. This is about to be fun. I believe that's how many drivers are going to show up today. 15. I don't think we're getting more than that. Maybe 16. Alright, let's see. Who is missing? Quizam. Quizam is missing. It's just one Aston Martin driver on track right now. I believe Quizam is the last driver. Maybe he will turn up because he did take attendance. He said he was going to show up, so should be here. Also, Viva also said he was gonna be. Okay, said the Mercedes showed up. Danny Den is here, and we have yours sincerely. He's always gonna show up. Drinks and coffee all here. And the Williams Stickman. Everyone but Chris Zam is here, so looks like we're gonna go without the Aston Martin driver. Maybe he has a reason not to be here, but we're not gonna have Chris Zam. Right, in a few seconds we will start qualifying. Short quali before the sprint. Probably gonna be next season on probably gonna be next season on the game that they will change the format of the sprint. Because the sprint format has been changed this season, so maybe next season we'll get the new format. See how that goes. We got things to do. Alright. Sound is good. Can hear myself on the stream. All right. All right, who's gonna be the first to come out? Angry Badger is always coming out first. He's one eager driver in qualifying. Let's see if he keeps up the form of always coming out. Keeps up his form right now. Being the first driver to always come out. Nope, this time it's going to be a Haas. It's going to be Lynx or Coffee, one of them. But we do have another Alpha who also came out. But first, it's going to be Lynx Peace. One of the top drivers in this tier. He is in a championship fight. He did win the race in Miami. That he is on the top of the championship because he did win the first race too before Australia where he had some issues. Probably isn't in the championship. He might be Hazer. Might be himself or Hazer, but those two right now, I believe, are the top of the championship in the InterTier. But first, we're gonna watch Link's Piece do his lap in the Alfa Romeo of Angry Badger, who was second to come out this time around. Missed being first, but he is always early. He always wants to make sure that he can do enough laps on track. Some of the camera angles in this track are quite poor, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll do our best to work with them, as Link's Piece is going to be starting his lap now. The Haas driver, see if he can get his first pole position of the season. I believe it's going to be his first pole position if he does get it. Has struggled to get that pole position, but the race wins are not a problem for him whatsoever, as he comes out of the center S's now and down to turn 4. His sector is a 16.9, and that's a quick sector from the Haas driver. Is the Alfa Romeo going to beat that time? That's the question we're going to ask now, as he's about to cross the first sector line, and it's going to be a 17.1 for him. It's 2/10, about 3/10 down from the Haas in front. So currently the Haas will be provisional pole position. Next is going to be the McLaren of Late Bloomer, and we'll see what time he sets when he crosses the first line. It's going to be 17.9. It's also under the time of the Alfa Romeo, so he's dead on the list as we speak. But back to Link's Piece now, and you see what he's going to get. 51.7 for the second sector, and down to the start finish line now. What can Link's Piece set for the other drivers to go out there and beat? It's going to be a 108.555 for the Haas driver. Very good time from him there, and Angry Badger is going to be the next driver now to try and beat that time. The Alfa Romeo driver down the straight, heading to the start finish line, about to cross it, and what does he get? Is a 109.4, about almost a second under the Haas driver in front. But that's what you expect, as Link's Piece is a tier 1 driver. Late Bloomer is going to be next now to cross the line in that McLaren, and we'll see what that McLaren driver can do. Can he beat Angry Badger in P2, or will he be not good enough? Not good enough from Late Bloomer. Is a 111.8 from Late Bloomer. He will look to improve on that time, as the Williams driver or Stickman, Mr. Irrelevant, is going to cross the line now. And what time is the Williams going to set? He's just about to start his lap. He was on an out lap. It's going to be the Alpha Tauri now to cross the line. It's United Pesci now, who has taken provisional pole position with a 108.3 from Pesci. A very good time for him. Mr. Peter 126. Surely that was in the time that he will be going for, as the other drivers now are beginning their laps. Yours sincerely is going to be going into the pits. He decides to pull out, but he's going to fake it. He decides to stay out and do the lap. Interesting stuff that was going on there between him, but Angry Badger is going to go into the pit now. And talking about yours sincerely, his teammate Danny Dean is about to start his own lap. We'll see if it's going to be simply lovely laps for the Red Bull pairing now, who are currently on their push laps. Then the McLaren of Late Bloomer, who I believe will be going into the pit, or he actually was going for another fast lap. Can he improve on the time that he said? Yes, he did, but he's going to stay in P4. 1.6 second improvement from the last time that he has set, but it's not good enough to take him up away from P4. The Williams of Stickman is going to be next. He's accompanied by his teammate Destroyer Jack, who is on an outlap, and Stickman with a 111.4 puts himself in P5, lets his teammate through, who is currently on a lap. Gave him a little bit of a slipstream down to turn 1, and that is what Destroyer Jack will need, as Mr. Poem now has put himself in P3 108.7, as the tier 1 drivers are into the 108s now. That's what you expect from them. As the Mercedes of Viva, looks like he's not on the lap yet, just still high on that ERS. It looks like he's going to take his time and try and burn enough fuel so he can be quick enough when he does do his lap. The Red Bull of yours sincerely 112.3, and he puts himself in P8. He surely can improve on that time, yours sincerely. He is a tier 1 driver, so he surely has that pace to get into the 109s at least, maybe the high 110s. As the McLaren of Late Bloomer finally going into the pace after doing 2 push laps and finishing with 110.2. We'll see if you want to come out to try and improve on that time. Stickman is also Destroyer Drag about to finish his lap. What can Destroyer Drag say as he crosses the line? It's going to be P2 for Destroyer Drag, a 108.544. A great time from the Williams driver now, as he has pushed Link Speeds down to P3, and United Pech is still sitting on provisional pole position. Viva now finally about to start his lap, and we'll see what he does when he does complete that lap. He's currently sitting on a 1:11. Oh, surely he's going to improve on that time when he does use his ERS to push for a lap. As Coffee now also starting a lap. He was already low on that ERS. It looks like he wasn't saving it before he started his lap. As you know, Sincerely now does improve on that time, but still down in P8. The 1:10.6 for TTV yours Sincerely. As Hazer, one of the few drivers who haven't settled up here. We have 5 drivers yet to settle up here in qualifying, as the Ferrari of Mr. P, looking like he has run out of fuel and will be slowly crawling into the pit to get new tires to set another time with 10 minutes to go in qualifying. Which of these drivers can beat that time that United Pesci has set in front? We all know that Pesci is one of those drivers that does get the occasional pole positions. So that's a very tough time to beat. As Stickman now is going to cross the line. He does improve by 1 place, and he goes into the 110s with a 1:10.9 from the Williams driver, and surely he will be going to the pits at the end of this lap. But Viva about to cross the line, and finally does improve 1:10.6 from Viva. It's going to be P8 right behind Late Bloomer in that McLaren. A few 4 drivers now still yet to set the time. Speedy Bullet's about to set his time, and we'll see what he is going to get as he crosses the line now. It's going to be P9 for Speedy Bullet, 109.4, as Hazer puts himself in P2 with a 108.4, as Hazer and Pesci will be squabbling in front. They're looking like a very, very tough top 6, and we'll see how that race turns out between all those tier 1 drivers. We'll be going for it here in the InterTier today. Unlike the 100% tier, you get equal cars. You have to go out, you have to use the pace that you have under you to try and race the top drivers around you. As Stickman in the Williams will be going to the pits now. He's out of fuel and moving quite slow, but Viva also not on a lap, so he will not be compromising the Mercedes. Surely will he be? As Viva's ERS is still very high. He's still staying out on these tires. He wants to see if he can keep improving, but we'll see how that goes for him. As he crosses the line, did he improve on this time there? No, he didn't. As the McLaren of Late Bloomer about to start a fresh lap, and we'll see what he does. Will he improve on the 1:10.2 that he's currently sitting on? As Merck, our championship runner-up from last season, is looking to get his first win of the season with a couple podiums already in the InterTier. Will be looking for his first win of the season. One of the drivers who compete hard with a 169 in his first sector now, and we'll see if he can get that provisional pole position with a few minutes to go in qualifying. Hazer is going to go for another lap, 108.4 for him. And can he improve on that time and beat Pesci in front? He's still on the slower than the lap that he set before. He's still going to sit in that P2. Angry Badger, and one of the first drivers to come out in qualifying, still currently sitting on a 109.4. Can he improve on his time? We'll see. As he's in the pit, Speedy Bullet 109.4 actually. They're both on the 109.4, the 2 Alfa Romeos, matching very well, just about 100 of a second away from Speedy Bullet's Angry Badger is. And we'll see how that battle goes on between the 2 teammates there, as Viva still out on 5-lap old softs. We'll see, can he improve his time with those old softs? See how that goes for him, as Destroyer Drag still in P3 on a lap now. Can he improve on his time? We'll see when he crosses the start-finish line. The Merck now in the Aston Martin, finally doing a lap. 124.2 from Merck. It wasn't posted on the screen, but we'll see if he's going to push for another lap. Can he finally put himself in that top 5, as Hazer now crosses the line and he's going to put himself in provisional pole position. All tires that he was on, he kept going on them to see if he can improve on that time, and surely he did. And it's going to be a 108.2 for the Alpine driver who is currently in a championship fight, and that's where he will want to be. But now United Pesci, the first drivers into the 107s, and that's now a time to beat for the rest of the drivers, as Mr. Poem in the Ferrari slowly going down the straight. It looks like he's just setting up for a lap when he crosses the start finish line on the next lap. Here we go now. Destroyer Drag doesn't improve on his time. No, he doesn't. 5/10 down, slower than his fastest time. Viva also 4 seconds slower than his fastest time. Looks like he's just trying to get a grip of the track, the Mercedes. Then we have the McLaren of Late Bloomer to cross the line. Does improve by almost 2/10, but he stays in P11. Merck is going to be next. Finally, when he crosses the line, he puts himself in P3. It's a 108.5 for the Aston Martin UFRL Merck. That's where he will want to be for the start of this Grand Prix. We're about 5 minutes to go in qualifying. Who can't beat that time that United Pesci has set of a 107.9, a top time from the AlphaTauri driver, who will be going into the pits now surely for new tires. See if he can come out again to improve that time, to make it impossible for any other drivers to knock him off the top. As we have the Alpine of Hazer, who has been trying and is still on those old tires. Can he improve on his time as he crosses the line now? Can he beat Pesci in front? No, he cannot. He was slower on that lap. We'll see if he's pushing on this lap, and we'll improve, because he was 32 seconds down on that lap. Interesting enough, as the Williams of Stickman was that Destroyer Drag. It is Destroyer Drag in P4 now. Merck has knocked him down into P4 after the Aston Martin put himself in P3. And we have the Haas of UFRL Coffee starting on his out lap now, beginning his lap, and we'll see what he does. But first, the Alfa Romeo of Angry Badger also on an out lap. This surely will be their final laps in qualifying, because they will not have time again to go into the pit for new tires when they do finish those laps. Then we have the Red Bull of Danny Dean on an out lap. Can he improve on his time? His teammate currently sitting in P7. The other Red Bull driver will also try to improve on the time that he has set. About to start his lap now, but he's low on that ERS. He's looking like he was on hot lap on his out lap, and that's not what you want to do in qualifying. In a sport like Formula 1, margins matter, and having 100% ERS at the start of your lap will really help. As Destroyer Drag finally is coming into the pit, sitting in P4. Will he go out there again for one more push lap to try and improve on his time? Then it's going to be the Ferrari, who has invited to this time Mr. P, and surely is going to go into the pit now in P6. Our championship, it's a driver who's defended the championship this season, also looking for his first win in the InterTier, trying to get that championship back. It's going to be a very difficult one now, with a lot of top drivers surrounding him. It's going to be a long season, and we'll see if he can defend that championship that he did win last season, as UFRL Coffee has split the two Alfa Romeo drivers for 109.2 for Coffee, as Angry Badger is in P8 with a 109.2, just 0.06 of a second faster than the Haas behind us. Danny Dean has put himself in P12 with a 110.0 for Danny Dean. Then is going to be the AlphaTauri driver of Dog, puts himself up to P level, knocks down Danny Dean, and it's a 109.8 for the AlphaTauri of Dog. With 3 minutes to go in qualifying, which drivers will have enough time to push for a final lap, as Speedy Bullet is on his final lap now. Surely wouldn't have enough time to push for one more lap, and we'll see if he can improve on that 109.4 that he currently sits on. It's going to be the Haas driver of UFRL Coffee also pushing. Can he improve on that time, splitting the Alfa Romeos, and goes ahead of the Alfa Romeos with 108.9 in P8 for UFRL Coffee, and we'll see what he can do in the Grand Prix. Not enough time to push for one more lap still. That's where he will start from if other drivers have no say about that. Then the Red Bull driver, or I believe that should be yours sincerely, so you done one lap here in qualifying, or is Danny Dean. But yours sincerely only done one lap in qualifying, surely will be coming out soon for his final push lap, looking to improve on that 108.9. And we'll see what he can do, as the AlphaTauri driver of Dog still out there with a 109.2. Didn't improve on his time in P10. It's the Alfa Romeo drivers now. Those Alfa Romeo drivers still close to each other, and we'll see between each of them who can pull themselves up. But I believe it is going to be the end for one Alfa Romeo, Speedy Bullet, who is going into the pits now. Surely that will be the end of his qualifying. But his teammate should be coming out of the pits if he wants to go for one more push lap, or maybe he doesn't believe there'll be a point to try and improve on that time, because the drivers in front of him are already tier 1 drivers. It'll be very difficult to beat that time, so it might be best to save a soft tire for the Grand Prix. Sometimes you never know how that will work out for you, as Viva now finally on fresh tires and about to start a lap. We'll see what he's going to get. Can he improve on that P14 that he currently sits on? Surely want to improve on that P14, the championship leader in tier 2, looking for his championship this season. As Mr. Perm, as Coffee has retired from the session, that will be the end for Coffee. Surely is the end, as Mr. Perm now on an out lap. Surely he's on an out lap because he's not quick enough to be on a push lap. And will he reach the start finish line in a minute time to start his final push lap? We will see, as the Aston Martin driver of Prism, the only driver yet to set a time, is about to start. See, oh, he did come late, yes. He wasn't in here, so he only has one opportunity now, Prism, to set that time, a time that will be good enough to try and get into the top 10. The Aston Martin, but his teammate UFRL Merck about to start his own lap, currently sitting in P3, 108.5. Can he improve on that time? Can he put himself on provisional pole position, as the Alpine now of Hazer also about to start the lap? They're all looking at United Pesci in front, who leads the way in qualifying. Can he improve on his lap, on his final push lap? Then he's going to be Destroyer Jack in P4, Viva in P14. Will he improve on his time? Currently sitting in P14, we're looking to improve on our time, but it might be the end for Viva. He's going to have this one last lap to try and improve, just try and get into the top 10. As the Red Bull now of TTV, yours sincerely, with a 108 or 88, and is that good enough? Does he feel that it's good enough to be in that top 10? Other drivers still yet to set times under him, as there's a few drivers on him that could knock him down, as Chris Zam will be going into the pits and wouldn't have a chance to get that Red Bull lower than he is. But UFRL Merck now, our championship runner-up from last season, our driver is looking for his first win in InterTier this season, crosses the line, but that's not going to be pole position for Merck. He's going to stay in P3. He doesn't improve on his quickest time. The Alfa Romeo is going to be next to cross the line. It's going to be Speedy Bullet, and he's going to stay down in P11. That's the end of his qualifying. Then the Alpine of Hazer puts himself on pole position, 107.7, and can Pesci do anything about it? No, he cannot. It's a 107.8 for Pesci, and Hazer in that Alpine is going to be your pole sitter here today in an exciting qualifying. Mr. P, one more chance, is going to pull out of the lap, and surely he's not going to improve on that time. But can yours sincerely improve on that time? No, he cannot. 2/10 down on his fastest lap, and that will be that. The Alpine of Hazer will start on pole position in an exciting qualifying here, as he and Pesci, the only two drivers into the 107s. All those drivers tried and tried. There's nothing they can do with those quick two drivers in front, and we'll see how they come through in the race. Just Mr. P to get into the pit now, and qualifying will end. Everybody else, yep, everybody else is done. It's gonna be a sprint race first, obviously. Hopefully it's a dry all through. Want to see some overtakes, want to see an interesting race. But he's 1/10 away from the AlphaTauri of United Pesci. The Scotsman is going to have to settle for P2. The Lynx piece is going to take that P3 in the house. He knocks down Merck. Didn't see that in the last moment. Lynx piece does knock down Merck, puts himself in P3, and Merck is going to settle for that P4. Destroyer Jack in P5. Mr. P6. Yours sincerely, who started in P7 for the sprint. Coffee P8. Angry Badger. Viva improves his time to P10. Dog in P11. Speedy Bullet P12. Danny Dean P13. Late Bloomer is going to be P14, and we'll round up the grid with the last two drivers in 15 and 16. But in 5 minutes, the race will start. The sprint race will start. Please do not ready up. Do not ready up when you please do not ready up yet to your instructor too. See race day launch. Alright, I believe we're about to start. Here we go. Gonna be 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and it's foot to the floor and go, go, go. A good start from Hazer, but can he get ahead of United Pesci. Yes, he does. Gonna put his car ahead of United Pesci so he does not make that move. But there's chaos at the back, nothing done as the drivers make it through turn 1, nice and clean. Mr. P now is going to make a place on Destroyer Track. As they get down to turn 4, Destroyer Track is going to fight it back on the Ferrari round the outside. But can he get that move done? The Ferrari is going to fight it hard. They're going to keep Destroyer Track behind as they're squabbling at the back. Stickman and Quizam. Stickman also getting ahead of Quizam there as Yours Sincerely now very close to Destroyer Track. Will he be making that move? No, he's going to hold it back. As now here we go now. Doug also making the move on Angry Badger. Angry Badger losing the place now to the AlphaTauri. As back to the front now, Hazer leads the way on the first lap of the Grand Prix. Can he pull away now from United Pesci, who is 1 second behind? He will need to pull away before the DRS is enabled as Destroyer Track in the Williams goes for a spin, and that is not what he will want in the sprint race. His qualifying position on the Grand Prix is going to change now as Lynx P is gaining on the AlphaTauri, going on the inside. As they get to turn 1, he's going to go side by side with AlphaTauri. They slightly make contact. Lynx P is slightly squirrely there. That's going to give the opportunity for the Aston Martin of UFRL Merck to go side by side, going into turn 4. Can Lynx P defend from Merck? He's already going to get ahead before they get into the braking zone, and Aston Martin puts himself into P3. Lynx P is looking to fight. Pesci in front has compromised his line now, and the Aston Martin taking the opportunity to get ahead of him as Doug now attacking Angry Badger, who's going to go on the defensive going into turn 6, but he's going to have to hold it back, Doug, because the Angry Badger did well to defend from him there as Hazer now is pulling away 1.2 seconds away from United Pesci, and that is what he will need when DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. He doesn't need United Pesci behind him as Danny Din already with a 3-second penalty and losing places to Leibniz as he goes off the road and coming back on track from the grass. And that's not as Destroyer Track is going to go around the outside and get ahead of Danny Dean. Back to the front now, Hazer pulling away from United Pesci, and that is what Hazer wants as Merck is going for the move down the inside. United Pesci is still going to fight it round the outside, wheel to wheel they go as Merck can't get that move done, but can Lynx now take this opportunity to attack the Aston Martin in front. He's going to hold it back, but the Aston Martin is not. He's going to go on the inside down to turn 4. He is going to get ahead before they get to the braking zone, and Lynx also takes the opportunity, puts himself in PT, but they make contact. Pesci is off the road and he's dropped down now to P5. That's not what the Aston Martin would need as the Red Bull now is getting ahead of him. Viva also taking the opportunity as Pesci has to stick into as he tries it down the inside of the Mercedes going into turn 6, but he's going to have to hold it back. No space there whatsoever, but squabbling in front is not what Pesci needed as he makes contact with one of the drivers. I don't know who, but he goes for a spin. Viva now under pressure though from Pesci, who will be trying to make places back up. What can Viva do? Can he defend from Pesci, who is going to have that DRS? He's going to have that opportunity, but back up to Lynx Piece now, staring that Aston Martin down, gaining on him, gaining on his rear wing, and closer he gets. Is he going to be left or the right side? It's going to be the left side for Lynx Piece, but is he going to go for a move? Yeah, going to dive down the inside, and Merck is going to give him that space to get that move done because he knows that he's going to get that DRS to fight it back. When they go down to turn 4, he's going to use the DRS. He's going to be gaining on the house to go for a defensive move. Merck trying to go around the outside, and can he get that move done? No. Late on the break, Lynx Piece is, and he's going to keep himself in front of the Aston Martin. UFRL Mr. P now joining his fight in front as Pesci has gotten ahead of Viva, and his next target is going to be Yours Sincerely. He tries the bait, but Yours Sincerely does not fall for it as Merck now is still putting pressure on Lynx Piece in front. They're still squabbling at the back there as we see Destroyer Drag 5 tenths behind Late Bloomer. That will be driver. He will be trying to get through next as Merck makes a mistake. Mr. P is going to use that opportunity on the inside, gets ahead of the Aston Martin now, and our reigning champion is going to have Lynx Piece next to attack, but he's 1.1 seconds down and he's not going to have that DRS. Merck is going to have that DRS and surely will be attacking that prancing horse, and is gaining on Mr. P, and before they get to turn 1, surely he is going to be ahead, puts himself back into P3. What they can do now is use that DRS to help themselves catch back up to Link's pace, as United Pesci has gotten himself ahead of TTV Yours Sincerely in P6. More battles happening at the back as Destroyer Jack is making a move on Late Bloomer into P12 and will be looking to charge up after the mistake that dropped him all the way back. With a few laps to go here in the sprint race, who is going to come ahead with your win? Hazer looking like he's going to be your winner with 2 seconds away from Link's pace, who is not catching him quick enough yet, but we'll see as the race goes on. As Mr. Poem now still 3/10 behind Merck. He knows that he can use that DRS to help him pull closer to Lynx, but that is not needed because Merck now has pulled closer to Lynx, 7/10 behind. He's going to have that DRS. Lynx is not going to have that DRS advantage on Hazer in front, so he's going to be under pressure from the 2 drivers behind who are trying to attack Mr. P now, falling off the pace now, falling off Merck. As I'm going to put the tires on, I forgot to do that. Hazer on those soft tires. He decided to go to the soft tires for that Grand Prix. So surely his start of this Grand Prix is going to be quicker than the rest. But we'll see how it goes as the rest of the race goes. Will those medium tires coming into play for Link's piece as the race goes on? As Merck now 2/10 behind Lynx. He knows that he has the soft tires. He knows that this is the opportunity to get ahead of the Haas driver, but the Haas driver looks like he is too far ahead for the Aston Martin to make that move. He's gaining on him, but not close enough. Coffee though, down the inside of Viva, is going to make that move. The other Haas does make the move on the Mercedes of Viva, who drops down now to B8. Your Coffee now will his next target is going to be Yours Sincerely. He's 1.5 seconds ahead of the road, but he goes for a spin. And that is not what Coffee will want whatsoever. After getting ahead of the Mercedes, goes for a spin, going into turn 6. And it's going to drop down now to P13, right behind Late Bloomer. That's not what the Coffee in that house will want whatsoever. As Merck now 5/10 behind, his soft tires will be wearing us. As you can see, Link's pace slightly catching Hazer in front. And as 6 laps to go in this Grand Prix, will Lynx have the pace to catch Hazer in front? As Merck now is going to be gaining on the Haas driver. Does he have the pace? Look at that straight line speed as he's gaining on the Haas. He goes for the move down the inside, side by side they'll go, but Lynx is going to keep that place in front. Lays on the brakes, the Haas, but Merck is going to have one more opportunity now with that DRS, 10 kilometer advantage down to turn 4. He's going to be gaining on the Haas. Can he make the move? Is he close enough? Tries to go around the outside, but Lynx does a good job to defend it. Pesci though, putting himself ahead of the Ferrari with all the fighting going in front. Pesci takes the opportunity to get ahead of the Ferrari, who did not have that DRS to help himself defend from United Pesci now, who is clawing back after going for a spin with contact with the drivers in front. He has joined this fight again, and can he get past the 2 drivers who felt like he was out of the race after going for a spin, but he did not give up. And here he goes now. UFRL Coffee putting pressure on Late Bloomer, but a little bit squarely there. Late Bloomer is going to use the opportunity to try and pull away to make sure that Coffee does not have that DRS. But Mr. Priam now 6/10, 7/10 behind United Pesci. Not close enough, surely not close enough to make the move. But it's Yours Sincerely in that Red Bull, close enough to make the move on the Ferrari. He's going to have that DRS. He's going to be gaining on Mr. P, but it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. But Marquez, down the inside he goes, and he makes the move on Link's P, who's trying to stick around the outside. They are wheel to wheel. They go clean racing from both of them, as Merck is going to have the DRS opportunity. Again, Lynx not giving this up whatsoever on those medium tires. He knows that the grip is going to come in, but let's the race as he goes around the outside Merck, but doesn't have the space. Lynx doing well to defend it, late on the brakes. Dog getting ahead of Angry Badger before they get to turn 4. The AlphaTauri is ahead. Can Angry Badger fight it back? No, we can't. Dog puts himself in P8, squabbling in front, still going on. Absolutely brilliant fight as retired from the session of Danny Dean, and that's a safety car with a few laps to go. Safety car is going to come out. A race that Hazer surely was going to be your winner in now. These drivers decide to go into the pits. That is the question now. If Hazer goes into the pits, will Lynx go into the pits, or will he stay out? Or if Hazer stays out, will Lynx decide to go in, and would that make a chain reaction of every other driver going into the pits, leaving Hazer in a very bad situation? Now the driver in front is going to be the one to choose. What does he decide to do? He decides to stay out. He believes that the drivers behind are also going to stay out. They all stay out. Mr. P also staying out, looking for the dummy into the pit. But nobody followed suit. As Viva, what's Viva going to do? He's going to stay out. Everybody's going to stay out. Nobody is going to risk it. But Alfa Romeo of Angry Badger is going to go in. 4 new soft tires. Also Destroyer Jack, Speedy Bullets. Coffee is going to stay out on those old tires, and he will be under pressure from the drivers who decided to go into the pit. Stickman surely should go into the pits. There's nothing he's really going to lose going into the pit, but he decides he wants to stay out. But the top 8 decide to stay out. The top 8 who will be getting to the points at the end of this Grand Prix if he does finish as the way it is. But Hazer was looking like he was going to be your winner easily in this race, 4 seconds ahead before the safety car came out. And now, what is he going to do? Those soft tires, surely the medium tires will be coming into play now. Link's Pace is in a brilliant position to grab the sprint race win here and the pole position for the Grand Prix. And when the safety car surely will be coming into the pit at the end of the next lap, I believe Krizam will have caught up to the pack then, or will be close enough to the pack for the safety car to come in. But Hazer will not be a happy man whatsoever. It was looking like he was going to win this sprint race easily, but that safety car that was caused by Danny Din in the Red Bull has now made racing redundant and bunched up the pack. Well, a few laps to go in the sprint. Who's going to make up the places? If it does finish like this, that will be your starting grid for the Grand Prix. We're gonna have to wait for Krizam. He's the driver to wait for now. I just see something about this track. I just love it so much. I've never watched a race in Brazil that doesn't bring excitement. You know, it's a brilliant track. Absolutely brilliant track. But looking down at Angry Badger, Destroyer Jack, and Speedy Bullet, those drivers are going to put pressure on the drivers in front of them, especially the drivers up to Coffee, who are on those softs, but old softs that they are on, with a few laps to go. It's going to be them, those tires against those fresh tires, and it's going to be very difficult, but we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do, as Angry Badger is going to be leading the pack of fresh softs, going against those 3 soft runners in front of him, from Stickman all the way to Coffee. It's going to be very difficult for them to catch up with Dog, because he will have those mediums. His mediums are not too bad now, and he will try to pull away from Coffee. And I'm only going to have a few laps there, because Krizam now is going to join the pack. The safety car should be coming into the pits on this lap, because Krizam will be close enough to be at the back of the pack when it does come in. But here we go, safety car is coming in, and with our race leader, our pole sitter, get your win here today, he's going to have to make sure he has a very good start when the safety car does come in. He knows that the driver behind Link's Piece is looking at him, taking his time, making sure he does get that good run down to turn 1, tucking behind the slipstream of the Alpine. And here we go now, Hazer in P1. What is he going to do? Taking his time, making sure he goes as late as possible. And there you go, he goes now, and there's kerfuffle at the back as this United Pesci and Mark are going to be going side by side, going into turn 1. Pesci on the inside, Mark on the outside. Can he hold it? What is Pesci going to do on those medium tires? He knows he has the grip, he knows he has the traction, and he's going to put himself in P3. Is Mr. Peep going to also put pressure on Mark? Mark can hold his place now in P4, but Destroyer Jack getting ahead of Stickman on those fresh soft tires. Angry Badger 2 also getting ahead of Stickman. His next target is going to be Late Bloomer on those old softs. He's already running wide, and the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren are going to go side by side going into turn 6. What can Angry Badger do? He's going to have to hold it back, not close enough to make the move, but he knows he has the grip, trying to go down the inside, trying to bait the move. But Destroyer Jack on the outside is going to make the move on the Alfa Romeo, squabbling the Williams driver, trying to get in front. He knows that he's going to have to get past the Alfa Romeo to try and get past the McLaren as it goes around the outside in the S's now. And what is going to happen here? Who is going to get ahead? Side by side they go, and Destroyer Jack is going to Angry Badger, trying to fight you back, but there's nothing he can do as Link's Piece now gaining on Hazer, going down to turn 1. Hazer is going to defend it. Link's Piece is going to go, still going to go on the inside. Hazer looking for the optimal line round the outside. He's going to keep that place. Link's Piece not enough grip there, but he's going to have one more opportunity on the final lap of this race to try and get the move done on Hazer. Gaining on the Alpine. Hazer is going to defend this. Linkspace is still going to go on the inside. They're going to make a little bit of contact. Linkspace is going to go a little bit wide. That's going to give you opportunity for the United Pesci in the AlphaTauri to make that move, put himself in P2. Linkspace trying to make the move on Hazer, doesn't get it right, and that's going to give United Pesci that P2 on the road. And unbelievable stuff as Mr. P now putting pressure on Merck and can't get in front. On the last lap of this Grand Prix, Destroyer Jack made his way all the way to P9. He has one more challenge though. It's going to be Dog in the AlphaTauri. Can he use his fresh tires as they make a little bit of contact? Dog going really slow out of that corner. He knows he has the grip, Destroyer Jack. He's going to have one more opportunity going down the line. And can he have the better grip? Can he have the better exits? And here we go. Destroyer Jack round the outside of the AlphaTauri. They're going to go all the way to the line. But back to Merck. And Mr. P from Merck is going to get ahead of Link's piece. Going down into the line as Destroyer Jack now is also going to try and get ahead of Dog. And he does. And he puts himself in P8 as Dog drops down to P12. Unbelievable stuff as Merck got that P3 right at the end on Links. On the line, the Aston Martin puts himself in P3 for the grid for the Grand Prix. But Pesci is your driver of the day. Surely the driver of the day. After getting spun, fought right back to put himself back up to P2. And as we were for the top two, after qualifying, we are the top two remain the same heading to the Grand Prix. Hazer wins the sprint race. And in 5 minutes time, the Grand Prix is going to resume. And if the sprint race is anything, shows anything that the Grand Prix is going to be, it's surely going to be an exciting one. As it looks like Destroyer Jack and yours sincerely did actually come together. With the incidents, we have to show the incidents for sure because everybody would need this. That was a good sprint race, and I hope the Grand Prix is just like that, and it's a dry Grand Prix. Thank you, God, as we will be back in 5 minutes. All right, we should be going anytime soon. 51 now. All right, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's foot to the floor and it's go, go, go. A good start for United Pesci, but not better than Hazer, not better than a pole sitter who's going to keep that lead as they are changing places at the back. As a few drivers are out of the Grand Prix, interesting stuff. But it looks like, huh? Okay, Mr. P. This is just confusing. Let's just keep going. As United Pesci is going to take that place from Hazer going into turn 4. United Pesci is going to take the lead of the race. Mr. Poem now getting ahead of Merck and round the outside going into turn 6. And Merck can't get that move done, not close enough. So they're going to put the tires now. As the tire strategy shows, it's going to be United Pesci on those medium tires. Hazer decides to start on the hard tires with links in the mediums. Mr. Boehm on the mediums, Merck and Yossi selling on the mediums. But we're going to have Viva Destroyer and Coffee are going to be on the hards. Late Bloom and Kizam on the mediums. Dog, Speedy, Angry Badger, Stickman on the hards. And the only driver on the soft tires is going to be Danny Dean. As here we go back to the front now as Mr. P still squabbling with Merck as he's trying to get a move done on link speed. Not fast enough, doesn't have the straight line speed to get ahead of the harsh driver, who's also trying to get ahead of Hazer in front, but not close enough. He's going to have to hold it back and wait for DRS to be enabled on the next lap. As we go to the back now, Stickman as Danny Dean goes around the outside when he gets it on 1 and he gets ahead of Stickman on those soft tires. He knows he has to make places, the Red Bull driver, after a DNF in the sprint race. He wants to make places as Link Speed down the inside, dives down the inside going into turn 4 on Hazer on the Alpine, but Hazer on those hard tires, the hard tire strategy. We'll see how it works out for the Alpine because he knows that he does not need to fight it hard. He knows that his tires can work for a longer time as the medium surely will be coming to the pits before him, and his strategy is way different. So he doesn't need to fight it. He doesn't need to compromise his time squabbling with fresher, softer tires as Merck now is close to Mr. P, but is he close enough to make the move? DRS is going to be enabled at the end of this lap, and United Pesci trying to pull away 6/10 away from Link's Piece in P2. Link's Piece not on those hard tires, so surely can hold Pesci in the DRS as Danny Dean now is making a second move. Angry Badger has gone for a spin and he has now jumped all the way to the back as Danny Dean is putting himself in P14. When will his next move be done as DRS is enabled on this lap? And here we go now. Mr. P, Merck, putting pressure on the Ferrari. Is he close enough to make the move? Nope, not looking like it's going to be close enough as they are going to stay how they are. Nobody close enough, but Destroyer Jack round the outside of Viva is going to get the move done before they get to turn 4. Destroyer Jack puts himself in P7 as Kuzamas Blade Bloomer fighting Blade Bloomer around the outside. It's going to be P9, but they are still wheel to wheel, the McLaren and the Aston Martin going to turn 6, but Late Bloomer on the grass a little bit there is going to keep himself in P9 as you all sincerely in P6, putting pressure on Merck in front. He knows that this is a DRS train. It's difficult to make the move, so he's going to have to hold it back and wait for that right opportunity. Krizando not waiting at all as he's trying to make the move on Late Bloomer in front. He's not going to have that DRS assistance when they get down to turn 1. And here we go now. Kuzam right behind the McLaren is looking for the better entry and the better exit, but it's a little bit squirrely there. That is not what he will need. Back to the front though. Link's Piece trying to make a move on United Pesci in front, down the inside. He's going to make the wheel. They're going to go wheel to wheel, but he's going to have to hold it back. He doesn't believe he was close enough as Merck is still behind the Ferrari. What is going to happen between Late Bloomer and Kuzam? Kuzam not close enough to get that move done on Late Bloomer, even with the DRS, as Link's Piece now is going to get the move done on Pesci and put himself in P1 as Hazer still in P3, doing well to keep those medium runners behind as Merck can't get his car ahead of the Ferrari, but Dog though trying to go down the inside, going to turn 4 with the Haas. They make a little bit of contact. Coffee almost goes for a spin and that makes him lose places, but Dog gets that move done. He's now into P11 The AlphaTauri getting his elbows out and making contact with the Haas. But we'll see what that incident looked like later on. But here we go now, Merc. 3 turns behind Mr. Perm. And still trying to get ahead of Ferrari, who's doing a good job. Krizam, though, knows that Le Bluma does not have that DRS, so he will try to get the move done. United Pesci, though, can he get that move done back on Link's piece that he did a previous lap before? And before they get to turn 1, the AlphaTauri surely on the inside will be putting himself back in the lead of the race, as Pesci has put himself in P1. Back to Le Bluma, though, and Krizam fighting at the back as Krizam gaining on McLaren, switching to the left side. Almost a late move from McLaren there, but Krizam is going to get that move done. McLaren trying to hold it right the outside. A very good job from Le Bluma, holding it round the outside, and he's going to keep Krizam behind us as Pesci and Link's Speed still squabbling in front. As we're back to Pesci and Link's Speed, wheel to wheel, they're going into turn 6. Who is going to give the space? Who's going to be late on the brakes? It's going to be Link's Speed. He's going to keep that lead. As Pesci is still trying to put pressure on the Haas, still trying to put himself in the lead of this race. But Krizam has finally gotten the move done on Le Bluma. Beautiful stuff, beautiful racing from these drivers here as we keep going now. Merc still stuck behind that Ferrari, that wide Ferrari rear wing, still being a hindrance for the Aston Martin, who's trying to make the place, trying to move up, trying to get the move done on Hazer or United Pesci. United Pesci now with that DRS, surely he's going to make the move on Links. But is Hazer going to follow this train? Is he going to also use this opportunity? Not close enough. But Pesci is wheel to wheel the Haas. Pesci heads down to turn 1 and Pesci gets in front. Back to the lead of the race. Link's Speed has nothing to do about it, but he's going to have that DRS heading down to turn 4. Will he have the straight line speed to get the move done? And here we go now as Speedy Bullet does make his move ahead of Le Bluma, who's diving down the inside. Speedy Bullet on the hard tires trying to make a move on Le Bluma, but can't get it done as Link's Speed and Pesci still squabbling in front. Link's keeping the lead of the race. Le Bluma now. And Speedy Bullet, Le Bluma, low on the ERS, but Speedy Bullet and Dog side by side. They go Dog, another place made. Back to P11 for the AlphaTauri, and he puts himself right behind Le Bluma, who is going to be his next target. They're low on the ERS, but they're still fighting it hard. As back to the front now, Merc still stuck behind that Ferrari. He's trying to get the move done, but the DRS train is making it more difficult than it should be for the Aston Martin. But Vio sincerely taking his time, knowing that all he has to do is save up that ERS, stick behind these squabbling drivers, and maybe, just maybe, later in the race, he can take that opportunity and make some places. As Merc now is going to be gaining on the Aston Martin. They're both going on the Ferrari. They're both going to have the DRS. Does Merc have the better straight line speed? Mr. P is not going to go to defend it, and Merc knows that he's not close enough to get the move done. Link's Speed though, is he close enough to make the move done on Pesci as we head down to turn 4? These two switching places round and round every lap, but it looks like not this time around, as Pesci is going to keep the lead of the race. Dog though putting pressure on Le Bluma, and can the AlphaTauri this time get the move done as he's heading down to turn 4? He's already gaining on Le Bluma. Le Bluma goes to the defense. Mark Dog switching back to the outside as wheel to wheel they go round the outside. Can the AlphaTauri make it stick? Yes, he does. Le Bluma trying to fight it. He's going to give the opportunity for Speedy Bullet in the Alfa Romeo to also attack Le Bluma, who goes for a spin. It looked like they made contact, and Le Bluma now has gone for a spin as he was squabbling with the drivers in front as Coffee trying to make a move on Danny Din, but that's not what we want to see as the drivers make contact behind. But back to the front now, Krizam right behind UFRL Viva, Mercedes under pressure from the Aston Martin. The Mercedes not going to have the DRS, surely, because no drivers in front of him to give him that advantage. But the Aston Martin he's going to be gaining on the Mercedes as they head to turn 1. But the Aston Martin has finally gotten the move done on the Ferrari. Can his teammates also get the move done before they head to turn 1? Yes, he can. Down the inside, Viva is going to fight it. Viva is going to go around the outside. What can he do? Krizam, nothing he can do at all as Krizam puts himself into P8. Can he fight it back? No, he can't, as Link's Speed and United Pesci still squabbling in front. Viva does have that DRS, but not close enough to get the move done on Krizam, who has put himself in P8, and his next target now with 5 seconds up the road is going to be the Williams of Destroyer Jack. As this 5 in front, a 5-way battle for the lead of this race. A 6-way battle actually, because it's all the way down to yours sincerely. Can Destroyer Jack make it a 7-way battle if he catches up to the pack? Danny Dean on those soft tires. Soft tires are surely now will start to degrade, start to lose in time. And when will he decide to go in for the hard tires, as he's under pressure now from Coffee, who knows he has that grip on the Red Bull in front? He's going to have to take his time as he retires from the session. Late Bloomer, and that's going to be a safety car. Late Bloomer is out of this race. Looks like he came out of the race going into some one. United Pesci taking the opportunity. Link Speed's also taking the opportunity to dive into the pits. Also Hazer, but Merck, yours sincerely, and Hazer staying out. They will be behind the safety car when they get behind the safety car. So that is not what they will want at all. Pesci, Mr. Poem, and Lynx all taking the opportunity and quickly, with a quick thinking, dive into the pits for fresh hard tires that surely will be going to the end here in Brazil. A Destroyer Drag in P7. And Krizam is going to lose the place to Viva as they both go into the pits. Looks like Krizam had a slow stop and Viva did take the opportunity and got back ahead of the Aston Martin. Coffee looking like he went into the wall there, but surely didn't, because it's the AI that helped you get out of there. It'd be crazy if they ran you into the wall. There we go now. Hazer leads the way from Merck. When would these drivers decide to go into the pit? This is not what they will want whatsoever. They didn't have the opportunity to dive into the pits when the safety car did come out. But Pesci, Lynx, and Mr. Point with quick thinking decided to go into the pit. And that might just work out for these three drivers. Only the front three haven't pitted yet under the safety car. And that's going to put pressure on them. Lots and lots of pressure on them. And this race now is looking different for our pole. Race is looking different for our pole sitter Hazer, where he might just try to pull the hard tires as long as he can. Maybe try and pull as long as he can so he can go for softs at the end. Maybe that will work out for his strategy. You'll see how it works out. Dandy and Speedy Bullet trying to catch up to the pack. The last driver is going to be Angry Badger, who's just coming out of the penultimate corner now. And can he catch up to the pack before the end of this lap? So the safety car does come in. We'll see how that goes. The pack is already in turn 4. Well, surely they are going slow, so we'll see how that works out. It's close. Angry Badger might just get there. I don't know if the safety car will come in though. Might come in, might not. But if the Angry Badger does get back to the pack before they get to the last few corners, safety car should come in. There's no reason why it should stay out. There's no reason why it should stay out. This is the second lap now, so that's done 2 laps, mandatory 2 laps. And here we go, safety car coming in on this lap. Hazer is going to lead the pack for the second time in 2 races. It's going to lead the pack, and it's going to make sure that the driver behind doesn't get the opportunity, doesn't get that momentum to get ahead of him as they go to turn 1. As a random Dave just joined the session. That's just a random person. We don't know who that is. As here we go now, as he's left now, but Hazer taking his time, and he goes now. Does Merck have the opportunity? No. But United Pesci though, with the grip, with the fresh tires, is going to attack the Red Bull. The Red Bull doing well to defend it as he's trying to go around the outside, touches a little bit of the grass as Link's piece now, Mr. Point, squabbling at the back as Danny Dean gets ahead of Coffee and Speedy Bullet. Danny Dean in P11. Back to the front now. United Pesci knows he has the grip, trying to get the move done, but he's going to have to hold it back. Not close enough as they get to turn 4. DRS not enabled yet. The Haas driver putting pressure on him, but back to Hazer in front, who's leading the way, watching the pack, all following him down to turn 6. And here we go now, United Pesci. He knows he has that grip as the Haas driver, trying it around the outside. Not enough grip around there, not enough traction to get the move done. On the AlphaTauri, who's putting pressure on the sister car of the Red Bull, very close to the Red Bull of yours sincerely now, who knows he's on those old tires. Pesci on the fresh tires, so he's going to be under pressure. Hazer is going to try and use this opportunity to pull away from the pack as they squabble behind. But Pesci now heading down to turn 1. Can he get the move done on the Red Bull? Is he going to have the DRS assistant? He's going to use the DRS, and here we go down the inside before they get to turn 1. He does make the move. Lynx is also coming for it. Lynx is also going for it. Down the inside, Mark goes for it on Hazer. They make contact, and Mark goes for a spin. That is not what the Aston Martin want at all, as they make contact, as the Aston Martin was trying to go down inside. More contact being made, coming out of turn 2, the Ferrari and the Haas, and Lynx is going to drop down to P7. Viva using that opportunity to get himself into P6. Chaos happening as they head down to turn 1. DRS has not been enabled. Hazer trying to use the opportunity to pull away. Merck now will not be a happy man whatsoever. The Aston Martin has dropped down now all the way to P15, making contact with Hazer as they squabble through turn 1. But as United Pesci and Hazer squabble now, United Pesci round the outside, has the grip, has the fresher tires, and is going to put himself ahead of the Alpine. Destroyer Drag though also going to put pressure on Hazer, who is on those old hard tires. Destroyer Drag on the fresh medium tires, and is going to try and get ahead of the Alpine as they head to turn 1. Destroyer Jack recovering his race here after sprinting the sprint. He's already up to P3, and the race is going good for him as Coffee now very close with those soft tires to Danny Dean, trying to get that move done, gaining on him. But we're going to go down to the straight track down the inside of Hazer. Is going to put himself in P2. I'll go down now to Danny Dean as Mr. Poem, also trying to make the move on your sincerely round the outside. He goes a little bit wide. They are side by side now. Down to turn 4 they go as Coffee does make the move on Danny Dean with those soft tires. He does have the grip, and there we go now. Lynx is also trying to make the move. Chaos at the back. Contact being made. The 2 Alfa Romeos there around, and that is not what the Alfa Romeo team will want at all. As Lynx now and UFRL Viva fighting it out. Viva trying it around the outside, but he knows he has to pull back. He knows he has to pull it back as Mr. P does get ahead of TTV. Yours sincerely. He does have the better tires. He does have the better grip to get ahead. An unbelievable stuff as Speedy Bullets and Angry Badger going for a spin at the back as the Alfa Romeo team will be holding their hands on their heads. You're wondering where it all went wrong as the squabble is a little bit squarely in front. Lynx piece. That's going to give the opportunity for Viva to try and attack the Haas. He's on those medium tires. He knows he has the grip to try and attack the Haas in front. But can he gain on Lynx piece? Lynx piece does have the straight line speed. He has shown it here in the Grand Prix. But Viva doesn't care. Viva is going to attack and it's going to be gaining. He's going to switch to the outside. Lynx piece low on the ERS. And can that Mercedes get that move done as they go around the outside? Does he have the grip? Lynx piece trying to fight it side by side, wheel to wheel. They almost made contact, but Viva is still fighting in hard. He knows he's going to have that DRS, and here we go now, down to turn 4. Lynx Peaks and Viva, the Aston Martin also trying to get into this fight, but Viva has gotten the move done, puts himself in P6 ahead of Lynx Peaks. Beautiful racing there from those two. Merck now is ahead of Stickman down the inside. He's going to get the move done before they get to turn 6 as Angry Badger has retired from this race. Pesci leads this race with Destroyer Drag in P2. Hazer losing time from them because he's on those old hard tires, and it's going to be very difficult for him now. Yours sincerely, 5/10 behind Mr. P with those old medium tires, and he's doing a good job to stick to this pack, but surely he has to be coming into the pits very soon. As Lynx Peaks now behind Viva, a driver who got past him on the last lap, and Lynx Peaks is going to return the favor now. He's going to be gaining on Viva as they head to turn 1. Does Viva have the straight line speed to keep Lynx Peaks behind? It looks like he does. Lynx Peaks doesn't have that momentum to get ahead, but Mr. P does. He's going to get ahead of Hazer going into turn 1. He dies on his head. Hazer trying to keep him around the outside. The Alpine doing a good job, Mr. P giving him space, but he's going to have that DRS, Mr. P. He's going to have the advantage heading down to turn 4, and here we go now. Yours sincerely also trying to join this fight, getting ahead of Hazer, trying to get ahead of Mr. P, going down the inside. They almost made contact, but Hazer doing well. Yours sincerely doing well. Hazer losing places. Viva and Lynx getting ahead of the old tire Alpine as he has now dropped to P7. Not what he wants at all. A little bit squarely there, going into turn 6 as Hazer squabbling with Mr. B in front has now dropped down all the way to P7. But Mr. P is not going to have the DRS. 4 seconds behind Destroyer Drag. He's not going to have the DRS advantage to help him defend from yours sincerely behind, who's on those old tires. He's losing it there, as you can see, the back end refusing to stay on track for yours sincerely as he's trying to get ahead of the Ferrari. He does have the DRS advantage, but not the tire advantage whatsoever, and it looks like he wouldn't be close enough to make the move on the Ferrari because he's gaining on him. But will he be gaining on him enough as they head down to turn 1? Very fast down the straight, but not close to get the move done. Your sincere Viva and Lynx still squabbling behind. Lynx can't get the move done. The pack is going to stay as they were on the start of the last lap, as Lynx now is going to have that DRS, but still can't get that move done. But can Viva get the move done on Your Sincerely for trying to bait it down the inside? But Your Sincerely sticks to his line and sticks to P4. Coffee though getting back ahead of Danny in this two, still squabbling at the back because Coffee on those soft tires surely will be going to the pits before the end of this lap with 20 laps to go in this Grand Prix. How is he going to end? Surely the rest of most of them will be going into the pits because 7 laps on hands and still 20 to go. It's going to be very difficult for Pesci to stay out and still keep that lead. We'll see how he goes, but it depends on what the other drivers do. Likes of Hazer didn't go into the pits for fresh tires when the safety car did come in and has now dropped to P7. That is not what he wants. He wants to be coming to the pits very soon. But Destroyer Jack is gaining on Pesci, is trying it down the inside, but not close enough on those medium tires that will soon be getting worse than his tires, but Viva is trying to bait a move, but not close enough. Destroyer Drag this time around is going to be getting on the AlphaTauri, who is not going to defend this, and on the inside, Destroyer Drag takes the lead of the race. The Williams driver is now ahead of Pesci and puts himself in P1. Can he pull away? As Viva now, they are 3 wide going into turn 4. As Viva, Lynx Peace, and Yours Sincerely. Viva gets in front. Yours Sincerely and Lynx Peace making a little bit of contact. Hazer trying to get into this fight. Yours Sincerely losing 2 places. Viva now has put himself on the final positions on the podium. As back to Mr. Poem and Merck now, who have gone into the pits, and these two will continue their squabble as they are very close now. Coming out of the pits, Mr. Poem goes for the move around the outside. Unbelievable stuff there. A move I've never seen before. 2 drivers coming out of the pits, and Mr. P absolutely going for it right as they get out of the pits. Beautiful stuff from the Ferrari driver. He is on those soft tires, so he does have the grip to make that move. As Coffee now on those soft tires, trying to make the move on the AlphaTauri in front. He's going to have that DRS, but the AlphaTauri is also going to have the DRS. And we'll see what happens. But Hazer, though, getting ahead of Yours Sincerely, as Lynx now is going to get ahead of Viva and put himself in P3. Hazer ahead of Yours Sincerely, and Dog and Coffee still fighting, but Dog did well to keep Coffee behind. Coffee is going to have that DRS. Lynx Peace and Pesci down the inside of Destroyer Jack takes the lead. As Dog, Krizam round the outside of Yours Sincerely, they make a little bit of contact. Hopefully nothing doing as they are side by side now. Coming out of turn 5, heading out to turn 6. Yours Sincerely is going to keep that place. Nothing Krizam can do. Not close enough to get the move done on the Red Bull. They fought hard there, but Yours Sincerely did well to defend it. Making a little bit of contact, but keeping the driver behind. Coffee now putting pressure on the AlphaTauri, trying to go around the outside. He does have the grip. He knows he's trying to get around the outside. Those soft tires will start to fall off about on this lap or the next, so he's trying to get that move done. Hazer though, 2 turns behind Viva, who's not going to have the DRS on Lynx Peace in front, and will surely be a sitting duck for the Alpine heading down to turn 1. And here we go now. It's a 4-way battle for P4, and here we go now. Hazer gaining on Viva before they get to turn 1. Will surely be getting ahead round the outside. The Alpine has taken P4 from the Mercedes, and Yours Sincerely is not close enough to take the opportunity to also try and get a move done. As Dog now very close to Krizam, under pressure from Coffee. Coffee is going to have that DRS, but can he finally get the move done on the AlphaTauri? He's low on the DRS. It's going to be very difficult for him to make that move. Dog, brilliant job to defend as it has not close enough. Destroyer Jack and Pesci still fighting in front. Mr. P with the fastest lap of 1:10.8 for the Ferrari driver, who went on the soft tires and surely will be going into the pits again for fresh tires. I don't know why he decided to go for the soft tires, but his strategy, and we'll see if his strategy works out for him. As they're already 10 laps on the hard tires, Pesci surely will be going to the pits one more time in this race. Not sure if he will decide to go long on those tires to the end, as Coffee is still very close to Dog. very close to the rear wing of that AlphaTauri now, trying to get a move done. Dog holding him back. A defensive masterclass from the AlphaTauri. But is it going to be defensive masterclass from Viva now, who's under pressure from Yours Sincerely, who is gaining on the Mercedes? He's going to use that DRS and a little bit of ERS. He's going to be gaining on the Mercedes. The driver in front goes into the pit. Hazer goes into the pit, but he's not going to have that DRS now, Viva. So as they head to turn 4, Yours Sincerely is going to have one more opportunity. Without the driver in front having the DRS, he's going to be very close. 2 tenths behind. He's going to be gaining as they head to turn 4, and surely will be getting ahead as he goes down the inside. Viva is going to defend it. He's going to be slightly moved to the left. Yours Sincerely can't get that move done. Viva, beautiful job to defend. It looked like he had the straight line speed to keep that Red Bull behind, and he did as with Speedy Bullet now has retired from the session, and both Alfa Romeos are going to be out of the session, and that's not what the Alfa Romeo team wants at all, as Pesci sliding there a bit, and Destroyer Track is going to use this opportunity now. He knows he has that DRS and he can't get ahead, he can't capitalize on United Pesci not having the DRS involved, but it's a little bit squirrely. That is not what he will want, and that is what Pesci will want. And now Pesci can pull away on better tires and pull away with the lead of this race. We'll see if he does come into the pit. Yours Sincerely doing Viva still fighting rear wheel to front wheel. Here we go now. Yours Sincerely side by side with the Mercedes, wheel to wheel, heading down to turn 1. He is going to have that DRS and surely he's going to get ahead. But can Kuzam also take the opportunity? He is. Is it going to be 2 in 1 for Kuzam round the outside, going into turn 1? He touches the grass and that's going to make him slide. He tried to get the move done, but with a little bit of his tire on the grass, that is not what he would need. Viva though is going to attack Yours Sincerely and go down the inside and going to retake that place from the Red Bull and put himself back into P4. Unbelievable racing we're seeing here as Merck now has gotten ahead of Hazer in P12. Hazer on those first medium tires will surely be go to the end of the medium tires, and surely has the grip on the Aston Martin going on the inside, and will get that move done as they head to turn 4. The Alpine up to P11 now, and we'll see where he will be when the rest of the drivers decide it is time to go into the pits. One driver who's doing a good job on 20 lap old mediums, Yours Sincerely. What strategy is he going for? Is he going for those soft tires to the end, or is he going for the hards? He's already on 21 lap old on these mediums, so he can try for the softs in about 3 laps. The soft maybe can't do 13 laps. They will be dying at the end surely, but they can't do 13 laps as he's gaining on Mercedes now. When they decide to go into the pit, he does decide to go into the pit. It is pit stop time for the Red Bull, but what is he going to go for as he almost goes for a spin? Not a good pit stop from Yours Sincerely, but it doesn't get a 5-second penalty. That is what's important. Destroyer Jack 4 tenths behind United Pesci, still can't get it moved on. Stickman though getting ahead of Yours Sincerely, who is in the pit, and with those soft tires will be trying to go to the end. Surely will be trying to go to the end, because there will be no point to come in again for another pit stop. And we'll see if it's going to be a simply lovely strategy from Yours Sincerely in that Red Bull, as Destroyer Jack still 7 tenths behind United Pesci, still in that DRS zone, but doesn't have the pace, the straight line speed to get ahead of Pesci. Is he just trying to use to, manage his tires to the end of the race, sticking behind Pesci? That's going to be very difficult on those mediums, but we've seen Yours Sincerely do 21 laps on the mediums, but he will have to do about 27, 28 laps on the mediums, and that is a lot to ask for from the Williams driver if he wants to go to the end on those mediums. Link's Peace 10 seconds behind them, trying to gain and join that fight in front, as Hazer now is behind Mr. P. Without the DRS, Mr. P, he is going to be getting ahead of Mr. P surely as we get to turn 1, as Chrisam not close enough on Dog to make that move, but it's Hazer close enough on Mr. P. Gaining on Mr. P, is going to have that DRS. Here we go, tucking behind the slipstream, the Alpine, gaining on the Ferrari. Ferrari trying to keep the Alpine behind, but the Alpine not close enough. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to have to hold it back. He knows he's going to have another DRS opportunity going down to turn 4. And here we go now, tucking behind the slipstream of the Ferrari, switching to the wide line around the outside. He is going to get that move done on the Ferrari before they get to turn 4. He does have the grip, he does have the tires, and he puts himself in P9 Hazer as he tries to charge back to the front, as Krizam 6 tenths behind Dog. He does have the penalty that will be looming on his head for the rest of this race, as Dog now 7 tenths behind Viva. It's going to put pressure on the Mercedes driver. Mercedes driver is not going to have that DRS to defend from Doug. They're both on those medium tires that will be falling off sooner or later. Krizam currently on the better tires between these three, and can he use that opportunity to get ahead of them? And here we go now, not close enough surely to get the move done. Is Doug close enough to Viva to get that move done? He doesn't look like he is whatsoever, so he's going to have to hold it back. He knows he's going to have that DRS opportunity, as Hazer now is going to get ahead of Stickman, who will be going into the pit for fresh tires. Hazer has put himself in P8, but here we go now. Doug 3 tenths behind Viva. He's looking at that red rear wing of the Mercedes. He's gaining on the Mercedes. He's switching to the inside, and as they get to turn 4, he's going to go down the inside. Viva trying to hold it around the outside with the grip. Is he going to keep that move? Is he going to get that move done, Doug? But Viva doing a good job. Krizam now also joining this fight, but he's going to have to hold it back. Good defending from Viva around the outside in turn 4. Keeps that place from Doug in P4, but he's going to have the opportunity again. Doug going down to turn 1 with that DRS. Mr. Poem now has lost the pace to Merck, who will be going to the end on these hard tires. Surely will be going to the end, and we'll see how that works out for him when the rest of the drivers in front decide it is time to come into the pits. As here we go now, who is squabbling as Doug 5 tenths behind Viva, still trying to get ahead of that Mercedes, who's doing well to save that ERS. So that's why he can't defend from Doug behind. Doug not using that ERS. He knows he's low. He doesn't have enough ERS to waste, as he's going to have to hold it back on Viva. And it's very close. Viva now, they make a little bit of contact. But here we go now. As they head to turn 4, Doug is going to use this opportunity. He's going to have that DRS. And here we go now, gaining on the Mercedes. Does the Mercedes have enough ERS to defend? Yes, he does. He's going to keep that place in P4. And Doug still can't get ahead of him, as Krizam has come into the pits now for those soft tires. Mr. P also coming into the pits for soft tires. And we'll see how this strategy works out for Mr. P. Going into the pits twice for soft tires. And would that be the strategy call for him? He is one of the drivers who does go with the risk for strategies. Very adventurous when it comes to strategies. We'll see if that will work out for him here in Sao Paulo. As Doug now 4 tenths behind Viva, still struggling to get past the Mercedes, who's doing a good job to keep that AlphaTauri behind. And now it's going to be another opportunity for Doug, using that DRS, heading out to turn 1, using the slipstream. Can he get ahead? He needs to make sure that he times it. He has recharged that ERS. He knows now that he has enough ERS, but Viva is going to go into the pits. He didn't get the opportunity to get ahead of the Mercedes. Decides to go into the pits. Surely will be for the soft tires. But the question now is, will Link Speeds and Pesci decide, or will Destroyer Drag and Pesci decide just to stay out for the rest of the Grand Prix? It might just work out for them. With just 10 laps to go, 27 laps on the hards and the medium. Oh, it's going to be very tough, but surely the drivers all the way down to just sincerely wouldn't be catching them. But can Hazer catch them? That would be the question. Hazer, can he catch them? She's like 6 corners behind them, so it's going to be quite difficult on those mediums. He's on fresh mediums. Doug, yours sincerely. Doug, Link Speeds, Destroyer Drag, and Pesci, all on 17 lap old tires. The question is, when or will they come into the pits? Mark 7 tenths behind Hazer. It's going to have the DRS, but it's not going to have that pace to get in front. 6 tenths behind Coffee. Yours sincerely, does he have the pace to get in front? Destroyer Drag has come into the pits. It's still soft tires for the Williams, as Link Speeds is staying up and getting ahead of Destroyer. But the question now is, United Pesci going to stay in P1 and decide to stay in P1? We'll see what happens with 10 laps to go. He surely should be staying in the lead of the race. Surely should not be going to the pits, because 10 more laps, 9 more rather, he should be able to hold that lead with this person with Link Speeds 12 seconds behind, and the person in P3 19 seconds behind. There is no way that the Destroyer Drag can't catch him, because with 9 laps to go, he's going to have to catch him almost 2 seconds a lap. And with the pace that Pesci has, that surely is going to be impossible. As Krizam now tries to get a move on UFRL Mr. P, can't get it done. UFRL Coffee 5 tenths behind yours sincerely. I'm going to be putting pressure on the Red Bull. Red Bull wouldn't have the DRS as they head to turn 1. He will, but looking like he's falling back. The Ferrari, though, not looking like he's falling back, putting pressure on Dog, who's just coming for fresh, soft tires. The Ferrari, though, still on fresh tires. As he's on those softs, he's trying to get the move on Dog. He knows that he has to get this move done because he wants to make moves on the other drivers in front. The strategy might not have been a call, best call for the Ferrari. There's yellow flags at the back. Hopefully not safety cars. Danny Din has gone for a trip into the grass as the Sherry Drag is gaining on Link's Prix in front, 6 seconds behind. Can he get close enough before the end of this Grand Prix to make the move as UFRL Mercs 5 tenths behind Hazer, doing a good job on those old hard tires, and he'll be surely looking to go to the end on those tires. There'll be no more pit stops. I don't believe there'll be any more pit stops for anybody on track. Pesci is the only one who I'll be questioning. Will he be coming in? Surely he would not be coming in, is he? Nope. He's going to stay out because he's going to start lap 29 now, and that's going to give him 7 laps to stay ahead to win this race. And in 7 laps, surely the straight track is not catching 17 seconds. So it's definitely going to be a win here for United Pesci, who's done a good job. He didn't get pole position. He was Hazer, but he kept his cool. And it's looking like he is going to grab the win here today. As Merc now, Destroyer Jack with 109.9, fastest lap of the race. Merc now 6 tenths behind Hazer, gaining on Hazer, but he's going to have to hold it back. He knows he has the opportunity going into turn 4. Here we go now. His tires will be starting to get better as the race goes on. But here we go now. Is he close enough to the Alpine in front? Looks like he is not. He's going to use that DRS. He's going to be gaining, but not be gaining enough to get the move done. But Doug, though, trying to make the move done. Move on the Ferrari in front of Mr. P. Mr. P almost going for a spin. Almost causing Doug to also go for a spin, but that's going to compromise the Ferrari now, and the AlphaTauri and the Aston Martin are going to take the opportunity. Aston Martin might be another 2-in-1 for Krizam, but Doug round the outside is going to keep that place. Mr. P also going around the outside of Krizam. Krizam trying to defend it. Wheel to wheel they go. 2 turn 6. Mr. P still sticking down the inside. He's trying to, as here we go now, wheel to wheel, not making contact. Down to turn 8, almost making contact there, Krizam. He has to go wide to give the Ferrari space, and the Ferrari is going to keep that P10 out of Krizam. Dog, though, putting himself in P9. Viva in P8. 5 seconds ahead of Dog, doing a good job after their pit stop. They were squabbling and is already 5 seconds ahead of Dog, so doing well after the pit stop. But Mark now very close to Hazer, can't get that move done. Another opportunity heading to turn 4 with the DRS. Easy, close enough. He needs a good exit coming out of the center S's. Not good enough. Hazer is going to keep that place in P4, and Merc has to settle for P5 for now, but he's going to have many more opportunities to try and get that move done with 6 laps to go in this race. Mr. P now 6 times behind Dog, who's a little bit squirrely here coming out of the centers, as he's going to have that DRS very low on the ARS. Dog, can you defend from the Ferrari, who's quickly gaining on him, but not enough as they head down to turn 4. Dog is going to keep that P9. The race goes on. Merc in front, 7 tenths behind Hazer. He knows his tires will, right at the end of the race, will be better than Hazer's tires, so he will be trying to get a move done right at the end. But we'll see. They are the only DRS fights apart from these guys here. Can Mr. P get his place back into P9 ahead of Dog? Dog doing well to defend from that Ferrari. Ferrari who's dropped down now to P10. Ferrari that was looking like he was going to finish in the top 5. Don't know what happened to him there. Maybe he got damaged somewhere in the race, and that's forced him to change his strategy around. As Destroyer Drag is now going to take that P2 from Link's Prix, has put himself back into P2 on 4 lap old softs. Surely it's too quick for the 22 lap old hards on Link's Prix. But Link's Prix has done a good job, and surely will be getting that P3. Destroyer Drag will be settling for that P2, especially will be a winner here today as long as he keeps that car straight. But who is going to get P4 as Hazer and Merc still squabbling? Can just sincerely join this fight? Looks like his tires are wearing out too much to be able to join this fight. 9 laps on those soft tires will surely do a good degradation to them. As 6 tenths now, 4 tenths going into turn 6. The Ferrari not close enough to make a move on Dog. Dog doing a good job and keep the tier 1 driver and our Chen 1 and InterTier reigning champion Mr. P behind on relatively the same tires. Dog just slightly fresher. With a few laps to go here, can Mr. P use his experience to get past the tier 2 runner of Dog, who is doing an absolutely brilliant job here? As Krizam also putting pressure on Mr. P. Another tier 2 runner is on the tier 2 sandwich here. Mr. P. Now what can he do as he's losing time to Dog, but Krizam is not losing time to him. Krizam is gaining on the Ferrari. He knows he has a lot of ERS. He doesn't have enough to gain on the Ferrari and make that move. Nope. He's going to have to hold it back. The Ferrari also trying to get the move done as your Merc still not good enough, not fast enough to make the move on Hazer. But look at that ERS on that Aston Martin. He knows that he can save it. He knows that going down to turn 1, he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to have the advantage with a few laps to go. He's going to hold it. He knows that he has to defend with that ERS or attack, as the race will be coming to an end. But we'll see what he decides to do with it, the Aston Martin driver. But the Ferrari now still putting pressure on the AlphaTauri in front. Dog holding that Ferrari back, doing an absolutely brilliant job without the DRS assistance. Still making sure that Mr. P doesn't get in front. Mr. P still putting pressure on him, not giving it up whatsoever, as Stickman and Danny Dean squabbling at the back. Stickman, who doesn't have the better tires, they are relatively the same tires, as Stickman now make Danny Dean almost go deep a little bit there. Stickman setting up the move, going into turn 1. He's going to have that DRS, so he knows that he just needs to set it up well as they head down to turn 1. Mr. P though, is he close enough in front to get the move done on Dog? Nope. He's going to have to hold it back. Dog with absolutely brilliant straight line speed. Looking like he's holding Mr. P back, but that 3-second penalty is not what the AlphaTauri will want at all. And that means that Mr. P will be finishing ahead of him if they do finish like that at the end of the race. Stickman trying to get the move done down on the inside of Danny Dean. Wheel to wheel they go. Coming out of turn 3, heading down to turn 4. Stickman is going to get that P12, but he's going to have that DRS, but does he have the straight line speed to make it done? Danny Dean, yes he does, as he puts himself in P12. Danny Dean, the Red Bull, trying to fight around the outside, but he's going to have to go wide. Stickman, terrible exit there, and Danny Dean now puts himself back into P12 as they squabble at the back, and there's no more DRS fights except from this one. Here we go now, 6 seconds, UFRL, 7/10, UFRL Mr. P behind Dog. Can he get the move done? Dog keeping Mr. P behind for so many laps. Mr. P absolutely frustrated behind that very straight, very fast AlphaTauri on the straight line. And here we go now. Can Mr. P gain on him, get the move done on him? Nope, not close enough. Dog, as lap 34 begins for them, is still going to be in P9. Mr. P trying to get that move done under pressure from the Aston Martin driver, as it's a DRS train here between these three, and Stickman also trying to get a move on Danny Dean, still can't get it done. The short track is gaining on Pesci, but not enough time to actually catch Pesci in front, as Merck now, this is his last few opportunities. He saved enough ERS, but he's used that ERS to try and attack Hazer, and he's not gotten ahead yet. With a few laps to go, he's going to have to fight it hard. He's going to have to try and get ahead, as Dog is fighting it hard and keeping that Ferrari behind. A great job from that Aston Martin. Can he keep Mr. P from getting the move done on him? A move that he's been trying to do for about 8 laps now. And it's been unbelievable defending from Dog to defend from a 2-time champion from last season, a tier 1 driver without the DRS. It's great stuff. And Mr. P now, not close enough this time. It's going to have that DRS, but still not close enough on Dog. Krizam also the same thing, not close enough on Mr. P to make that move on lap 35 with 2 laps to go here. Mr. P will need to get his move done on Dog, and here it is. Is this going to give you opportunity? He's very close to Dog now, who is low on that ERS, and here we go now. Dog is going to defend this. Mr. P is going to try and go around the outside, but Dog is going to stick it to Krizam though. Is going to dive down the inside and trying to make the move on the Ferrari. They make contact. The Ferrari is going to go wide a little bit. Krizam trying now to get the move on Mr. P. Is going to keep that place in P10. Krizam trying to get it done, trying to get past the 2 drivers in front, but Mr. P and Dog now side by side they go to the S's. Dog doing a good job keeping Mr. P behind. An absolutely entertaining squabble these two are having for many laps now, and they're going to have one more lap one more opportunity for Mr. P to get ahead. Your United Pepsi surely is going to be your winner here. As Merck now. Here we go now. This is Merck's last opportunity to get ahead of Hazer. He has DRS. He has that DRS. He's going to have to use it all on the Alpine in front, who's also using his to defend. But Merck is not going to be close enough. And Hazer is going to keep himself in P4, heading down to the line. We'll see what that entails for them. As Stickman now on the final lap on the race for them. About to enter the final lap of the race for them. Can he get the move done on Danny Dean? Looks like he might not be able to. Danny Dean with enough ERS to keep Stickman behind. And there's nothing that he can do. Krizam though, trying to get the move on Dog. As Mr. P has dropped behind Krizam now. It looks like he might have had contact. Something might have happened to Mr. P. And he has dropped down to P11. Dog and Krizam are going to fight it to the line. But as Pesci crosses the line, he is going to be a winner here in Brazil. He wins 8 seconds ahead of the man Destroyer Drac, who is going to come across the line in P2. Link's Piece is going to take that P3. But Merck heading down the line is going to take that place from Hazer. Looks like Hazer made a mistake coming down to the final corner. And Merck is going to take that P4. Yossi said he will settle for a P5. Coffee in P6. Viva is going to take that P8. P7. P is going to take that P8. Dog is going to take that P9. But after penalties, he's going to finish behind Krizam. But Krizam take it. Going to the lines and make contact. Krizam with a little bit of damage there. But he still stays in the race and finishes the race ahead of Dog. I thought Krizam made contact with him and went right into the wall. But it's one more opportunity now for Stickman to get the move done on the Red Bull. But he doesn't have the ERS. He does not have the base to get ahead of the Red Bull. And he's going to have to settle for P12. But the Red Bull with that penalty is going to finish right behind Stickman in an exciting race here in the InterTier. United Pesci wins in Brazil with Link's Piece and Destroyer Drac. Certainly your driver of the day takes that P2 with Link's Piece in P3 to round up the podium. Here he is. Happy my United Pesci. And his championship fight is on. As he celebrates, he raises his trophy, his team celebrates. And we all know that his champagne is going to taste the best in the AlphaTauri Cup. Pesci wins here in Brazil. Great race. What a great race. Whew. Honestly, this time around, I'm just going to raid someone we know. Someone in this league. That was a good race. I'm just going to show the race on the race director, just in case anybody needs incidents. Here we go. Pesci wins. Great race. Now let's go for the raid. Thank you guys for tuning in as you always do. I've been Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. And good night. Mm-hmm.